What's up, tea freaks? This is Denny.
And this is James from TeaDB. We are bringing you episode 200. We think it's 219.
Yeah.
Check what the description box says.
Yeah.
That's accurate.
Yeah, that's
so today we have tea from another one of our regulars and our favorites, Bana Tea. Yep. We have a little bit of residual leaf on our Shibo. Denny is rinsing that guy off. So this is a 2004 raw Pu'erh from Jingmai. It's from the Heshihua maker of tea. And it's from, so excited to try this out. I've had it once or twice before. I think it's a fun, interesting tea.
Yeah.
And so curious what Denny will make of it.
Nice and old, and it just from the dry leaf, it had a pretty licoricey smell. I'm not getting not quite as strong, although it has those these older teas end up getting those sort of medicinal.
I actually could get the licorice. It sort of has like this dark. It's difficult to describe, like dark kind of herby scent to it.
Definitely smells great. I'm not sure this is going to pass the mom test, though. We'll find out.
Yeah, some of these Pu'erhs are the teas that will not pass the mom test, but may be very good teas in their own right.
Yeah, a little bit more water in here.
And the storage seems very clean, just off of the initial smell. There's no basement or funk whatsoever to this tea.
Absolutely. And we'll do a rinse just because we can.
Yeah, I think we should.
Because, it's a little bit murky. Although, cleaning up the glassware will help.
Hey, man.
Look at this thing. It's got, like, sunspots on it. It's amazing.
Yeah. I don't break my teaware. What can I do? Most people break it and they get new stuff, but this teaware has been with us since a very long time.
The beginning, actually. Yeah. Geez.
Same with these cups. Thank you, Scott, for your very cheap and small cups that we bought 4 years ago.
They are great. You don't need to make it any fancier than that. Liqueur-wise, it's a little bit light still, but it's got that nice kind of orangish color.
Yeah, I'm going to take a smell of this,
Do
it. I get like some berries almost off of that, some woody notes.
Smell. Yeah, definitely on the berries. Holy smokes.
Yeah, it's really sweet aromatics coming off of it.
Yeah, but just so people know, it's not, I got raspberries. Just so people know, it's not like you're just smelling raspberries. There's a lot of like old earthy, it's a raw Pu'erh, right? So when we use these descriptions, we're still talking like 90% raw Pu'erh in your face, but it has these characteristics of, so forth.
Right,
so.
And it's sort of like those other additional aromas are on top of those smells.
Exactly. So cheers.
Cheers.
It's got like a really nice light sweetness, a little bit of bite at the end of it.
A little bit of like a pungent nuttiness to it.
Let's keep going. It's still light.
Yeah.
We're just getting into it. I'm going to make sure, though, to not overbrew this one. I could get just a very small hint of astringency at the very beginning there. And I want to make sure that we don't emphasize that too much. The leaves have already expanded quite a lot.
Yeah.
Which means that it might not have been sort of iron-packed.
Getting sort of like raisins and grains off of this aroma now.
Absolutely. And were you tasting the fruit?
Maybe. There's definitely a fair amount of sweetness in the taste.
Yeah.
I suppose that sweetness could be. I'm not sure. I don't know exactly to describe the sweetness.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit of sugar cane.
Cheers. I definitely think it has that sort of saccharine sugar cane sweetness to it. Just sort of like your average, just like glucose flavor. And I'm not tasting as much of the aromas yet. I'm getting that sort of Pu'erh texture in my mouth. It's got this sort of like a live. It's not astringent per se, but my tongue is definitely kind of tingling and lighting up.
Definitely has a bit of that sort of like, it has sort of that proper Pu'erh strength of astringency. It's a little bit drying. Nothing too bad, considering this is 13 years old now.
Absolutely, yeah. It's not in any way off-putting, but I totally agree. It still has that raw characteristic strength in it. It doesn't sort of graduate into that kind of almost ripe, red, darker character.
I get a bit of those sort of like, maybe a little bit of fruitiness as well as a little bit of leatheriness. Not fruit leather, but fruit and leather.
Yeah.
In this tea. And so you steep this for a little bit longer.
I did.
So I'm curious to see how this guy comes out. It looks like the color is a little bit deeper.
Yeah, the water has not been reheated yet, so depending on this, we'll reheat the water or not.
The aroma is really nice, I gotta say. Like, consistently, a really strong aroma.
Right.
And aroma isn't necessarily why you would drink Pu'erh, but it's additional component.
Absolutely.
Appreciation.
Cheers. A lot of just mouth action, tip of my tongue, sides being a little bit drying, the sweetness coming forward, a little bit of the berry fruitiness.
Yeah, I would say this steep, especially, you steeped it for a bit longer, so I think it becomes a little bit easier to place now, just because I think that astringency is pretty obvious now, and then it sort of becomes a sort of like a lasting sweetness. At least that's what it is for me.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit more roast now on these ones, a little bit of a sort of deeper character. Good sweetness is lasting. I don't think this probably passes the mom test.
No, I don't think it quite does, unless your mom is a poo head.
Right.
Yeah. So shout out to all the mom poo heads out there.
Amen.
And we are reheating some of this water.
Yeah.
Which I think is probably a good idea at this point.
And we'll raisins for sure. We will. I'm gonna flash brew this though.
Yeah. So take note to what Denny did here. I think you'll notice that we both do this. Is like when you re-boil that water, make sure you adjust accordingly.
Yeah.
The last steep, if you brewed this steep for as long as you brewed the last steep, it'd be rough.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it'd be a stomach twister. So this is our fourth steeping.
Yep.
Let's give it a shot.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers. Wow. Great.
That aroma is so sweet.
Yeah. It's got good balance now between the sort of texture, mouth action and drying kind of astringency, tannin, and then sweetness. So there's a lot going on. It's like a very multi-sensory tea.
Yeah, it's sort of halfway in a lot of characteristics. Would you say that this tea is floral?
Not in an obvious way, but it has more on the spectrum of those sorts of crisper, lighter flavors versus deeper, darker flavors. I would put it towards those lighter flavors. And then it has this sort of like peaty, earthy pu'erhness to it. Yeah. This is an interesting tea. Hard to place. I think the age has done it well, that's for sure. I think this would have been a tough tea to drink when it was first produced.
Yep.
And it's going to keep brewing out quite a bit here.
Yeah, and the leaves look light. Paying attention to sort of how the tastes are lingering in my mouth. There's a little bit of dryness, nothing too bad, but predominantly sweet fillings lingering in my mouth. Definitely in comparison to the Korean tea we had last episode, this tea has a lot more of the just like pu'erh, smack you in the gut a little bit. You gotta know how to brew this, otherwise you're gonna get a little bit of nastiness. But I think it is pretty high quality stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Very energizing, that's for sure. I think this is a tea that wouldn't pair with anything. Kind of have to like pay attention to this tea and take it seriously.
Yeah, it's the kind of tea where you get offered a cup and you're like, what is this?
Yeah.
So it's not like the sort of like we're at like a lunch barbecue and you chowing down a burger and you're like, I'm gonna have some of this Heshihua Jingmai.
And so, not even pat to the brim here in the cup. If you were to use less leaf, will we have less of a drying? And if so, what would we be sacrificing, James?
I think you definitely would have less drying. Right. You would be sacrificing just a lot of that fullness, a lot of that body.
Exactly.
And so I think that's the reason a lot of people like Pu'erh.
Yeah.
Those are some of the assets of it, which is why, some people do prefer to brew young Pu'erh at sort of those lower temperatures and stuff. So sort of like a green tea or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think usually when you get into this range, people tend to want it for those attributes, sort of like that strength and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. At the point at which you're drinking Scotch, you're probably pretty familiar with the potency of those flavors, and likewise with these Pu'erhs. At the point in which you're drinking these and finding these interesting, you probably are looking for bolder, more unique, and at the same time complex flavors. So I think this has that for sure.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see how this performs with lower temperature, longer steeping times, and so these teas are definitely open to interpretation.
Yeah, I think so. I think for me personally, I probably prefer it brewed sort of how Denny has done it in this episode. But yeah, definitely experiment, see what you like. There's definitely no exact right answer to tea.
Yeah, and the astringency too for these brews provides a balancing to the sweetness. These teas are both sweet and intense at the same time, and so if you find that to be an asset, that's great. There's a lot going on. If you just want sort of the purity of a saccharine sweet tea, maybe white tea is your thing.
Or the Korean tea we had last episode.
Yeah.
This tea continues. I'd say the strength is built and built. This steep was just as dry as the previous one.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're going to use a Gaiwan, a thinner Gaiwan than this, you might want to be reheating your water a little bit more. We've only reheated, I guess, once at this point. I'm going to reheat this though.
Yeah, probably do one last one.
Yeah, so we'll give this one. We'll really test this one and see how it goes.
And last question: are you feeling any energy off of this tea?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's like I'm not stifled hot, and we're drinking it pretty hot. But absolutely, and I feel like the other components of this tea is that when you're sort of tasting it, I'm really tasting it both deeper in my like esophagus and like chest. It's really, even though I'm not like sweating profusely and totally animated, this is definitely one of those like more full body teas.
Mm-hmm. So not the strongest tea you've had, but plenty of strength to it.
Absolutely. And the liqueur is staying, it's not getting a deep orange, it's kind of staying more of like a pale purple orange.
Yeah.
But it's maintaining the saturation of the color, so we can kind of surmise that we'll have a similarly intense brew continuously, and that will die off a little bit, and you'll notice it in the cup as well. So,
yeah. But
cheers.
Cheers, guys.
This is one of the most sweet and simultaneously pleasantly astringent teas that I've had.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's hard for me. I'm not noting quite as many individual tastes on this tea, because I'm kind of just sort of this like.
I'd say the tastes have actually been pretty constant.
Yeah.
Like we haven't all of a sudden like out of the blue had some sort of like, oh man, the tea has totally changed. Mm-hmm. It's been, it's changed a little bit, but it's not like it's a totally different tea now.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, it has these subtle notes of, there's roast, there's a little bit of the sweet fruit. I think that sort of floral-esque stuff for sure going on in here as well.
Yeah.
And then just a great great quality overall, easy to drink. But maybe drink this one with your Pu'erh friends.
And not your mom. Drink the last tea with your mom and with your Pu'erh friends. Drink this one either by yourself,
Yes.
in your parents' basement, or with your Pu'erh friend in your parents' basement.
Oh, great.
We're playing to the stereotypes.
If folks want to learn more about how do people grab this tea?
Yeah, go to Bana Tea Company or search them, Bana.
The package.
Somewhere. Bana Tea Company. This is the 2004 Jingmai. It's made by Heshihua, so a specialist in that area. And check her out. She offers samples of this tea, and I think it's a tea that's certainly worth sampling.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And check us out at TeaDB. You want to say where people can find us?
Yeah. Find us on the internet, yo. TeaDB.org. That's TeaDB.org. And TeaDB.org@gmail.com is our email if you want to get in touch and send something into the show. Please do so. We love to bring samples on. Follow all the relevant Instagrams and all the blah blah blahs and do the things and all that stuff. Give us all your info.
Yeah, we take credit card payments.
Subscribe down below if you like the videos and want more of these. Come on every Tuesday. And we will see you guys for the next episode.
Cheers.